Hello my friends, welcome back to Subnautica. We are going to dive deep today, and we are going to what is called the Lost River. Now, I'm going to display on the screen right now what the Lost River looks like. There are four main entrances. We are going to do the left, nearly bottom one on that map, and this is going to be really fun. So, what I just made right here is called aerogel. And this is kind of a toasty one because it does take rubies to make. But aerogel will be useful in a couple of places. One specific place we will need the aerogel is to make the the prawn suit and the thermal power generator. Now, we only need one for the thermal power generator, and we need two for the prawn suit. So, we've got some... I built three of them just now, so we've got the basics, and let's go put together this thermal power generator just to show you kind of how it works. Now, we had a power outage last episode that made the entire base unusable for a short period of time. But this wonderful device, the hotter you can get it, in other words, you'll see a little thermometer right on the screen as soon as it finishes. The closer we can get that to max, the more power it will provide per second. And it's far enough from the base right now that we need to put this little midway point on. It's kind of like a power line. You can see that blue line that connects to it. That tells us that we are going to have connection to one point or another. And, oh man, I need to go get the resources. Just 1 second. Okay, now that we got the resources, we'll finish this off, and you'll see the blue line connect to the thermal generator. And there's also a blue line going through the ground, and then over here you can see it going into the base. That means the base is receiving power from that thermal generator, and you can see that the size storage of our power storage jumped, almost doubled, just about doubled, and that is because the thermal generator has a larger storage bank of power. Here's some some of the PDAs that we picked up last time, and this PDA, which does have an audio, but I'm not going to play it right now. But looking at this, we want to build the thermal reactor. We want to build some more things for the Nautilus, but we also need to get some of the materials together so that we can build the prawn suit. I'm guessing, yeah, we're going to build the prawn suit next time, but we can get a lot of the details ready. It's going to be that pesky, what is it called? Paysteel again, that's going to just totally destroy us. So right now, for the fun of it, I figured, you know what, let's show you just internal farming when you are in a more survival role. So you just click on once you build the pot, you can click on the pot and move seeds over to it. The contextual manual will help you. And then when you let that sit there, obviously the plants will grow. If you use a knife on one of them, it will give you 4 seeds. So if you just want that one pot to be one continuous thing, especially when you're using the marble melon seeds, you can /1, collect 3, and eat the 3, then replant the 4 seeds. It's kind of a good thing. Also here, you'll see that we get 4 seeds every time we slash a shroom. This is great for when we are trying to expand our ability to have these available and have them near our base. So I'll do a couple more of these are those deep shrooms. The first one were the acid shrooms, deep shrooms, you know. Okay. And we've got, so you've seen me do 2 slashes to the aerogel things. But now let's get things ready. Like, let's take this thermal plant, because I don't want to get all this stuff together for another thermal plant. Let's take this thermal plant with us. We are going to go deep. And we're going to need this thermal plant. Now that we've proven that it works for us, let's take... Oh, darn. I filled up my inventory. Let's take the thermal generator with us to provide us power when we go deep, because we're not going to be able to use solar panels. So just collect the rest of that. This thing's huge. Like, it's got titanium and everything else. It's so fun. And we will start our trek through the deep. So the Nautilus is all ready. I've put a few things in here. I did it off screen because there was a lot of running around for resources. I got some of the basic resources for getting into, or not getting into, but building our basics. That's why we have all that titanium there. I went and ran, grabbed some of the, not titanium, but the salvage metal. We need to convert the salvage metal, obviously, into titanium so we can use it. We're going to build a habitat in the Lost River area. And we're going to one of my favorite places in the Lost River, which is this fascinating tree called the Giant Cove Tree. And it actually turns out to be one of the safest places within the Lost River. Now, in addition to going down to the Lost River, we are going to just take advantage of the fact that we have a scanner room, and we're going to take the scanner room with us with all of its upgrades so that we can use them in the Lost River later down the road. And so we've got a few things to set up right off the bat. And let's see here. I was looking for some stuff before that was off screen. We can take these mods with us. We'll have to go load them into the Nautilus before we take this apart. I don't think can we hold this without filling up? Well, I'll be darned. Oh, one item short. Okay, we'll put it in the Nautilus, and we'll have the entire scanner room ready for us to deploy when we get down to the Great Giant Cove Tree. So, let's see. Go grab the last piece, and we'll take the puddle jumper with us, and that'll be Bob's your uncle. We'll head out. Now, admittedly, I am jumping the gun just a little. I probably should get the materials for maybe, like I was looking at the moon pool. But you know what? Let's get this going. You know, we've got to go on an adventure. We've got to do this. We just can't sit at the base this whole time. Now, as I mentioned, the Lost River has 4 major entrances, 3 of which are guarded by giant nopes. They are guarded by ghost leviathans. So the entrance that we are going for right now is only guarded by crab squids. It's nice. So it's over here on the map, and this is kind of just barely north and kind of west of the main island. And like we visited it last time, we found the entrance to the Lost River, and so I placed a beacon. So that's where we're headed. And I love this entrance, even though trying to get this monstrous submarine into that entrance is a very tight fit. It almost feels like that's not what the devs wanted you to do. So we will literally be just sliding down the edges of this tiny canyon, just barely making it through without bumping the Nautilus around. Now, an interesting thing, I kind of didn't explain why I chose the Nautilus. I gave you one of the 2 stories that truly determined why I named my main submarine the Nautilus. The first one being that it's the first nuclear submarine was called the Nautilus. But also, there's another Nautilus in the fiction system. That was the Nautilus that Captain Nemo piloted in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And I guess to a certain extent, the Nautilus naming is not because of the nuclear submarine, because this is not a nuclear submarine. It is definitely much more towards this reality of the electric submarine that we are using is very similar to the electric submarine found in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And we are... Well, I guess that one was a nuclear submarine too. But still, Captain Nemo was on a mission of exploration, and mainly just trying to make life better for himself. He was kind of selfish because he didn't want to share his technology with mankind or anything like that. So there's some controversy within the book, but it's something to think about, of the whole beauty of how 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea was presented in the few versions that have been created. I think Disney created one of the versions of the movie, and there might be a non-Disney version out there somewhere. But yeah, Captain Nemo's Nautilus is definitely a very good and strong candidate for reasonings why I chose Nautilus as the name of the sub, even though a Nautilus itself is really just a isn't it like kind of a flat version of a conch shell type creature, almost like Ammonite from Pokemon? I don't know. But we are headed into that little blood kelp sliver that's found near the floating island, and you can see that if we were in, well, especially when we were in the puddle jumper, we have our beautiful warpers just jumping in and out in this area, and look at how tight this is. We are going to have to bounce from the lower camera to the top camera so many times to make sure we're not going to hit things. This is just really fun. Like, I have had so many instances going down into this canyon where I actually feel like a pro right now. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not hitting anything. But I've tipped the entire sub on its nose because I rubbed the rear of the, or whatever, the propeller of the boat, ship, sub, against some cliffside, and totally just almost crashed my entire sub. And this is where we're entering. So this is kind of more of just the map of the Lost River, and you can see those 4 entrances. 3 of them, again, are guarded by ghost leviathans, which are pretty difficult to get by. And right here, just fitting ourselves through these tiny entrance points of this, you can see that, oh yeah, we got attacked. Oh dear. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. Crab squids are not allowed to be alive anymore. We will have to Mr. Crab Squid, sir, you have violated the terms of agreement for this game. Yes, you will now please hold still. Your rights are to you will be immediately dismissed from this game. So goodbye. Okay, we're done with you. Anyway, that's what I like about this entrance is that there is not. He didn't really do any damage to us. Maybe we overreacted, but I love the green color of this and the kind of odd brine that shows up. Like, you can see these waterfalls of this greenish brine that actually creates a new concept. Like, admittedly, Subnautica is a very ingenious concept, being that you're essentially in a continuous flying game where your flight is only limited to how long you can breathe. It's kind of cool. And we now are kind of seeing this underwater world where we don't really need the water, because now this green brine kind of acts as a new water for us. Although this green brine is toxic to our player, so we have to use either the sea moth or the prawn suit, or the submarine if we want, to be able to enter into the green brine. But luckily there's not much that we have to enter in there for until we need to collect resources. There's a lot of beautiful resources availability within the green brine. So we're going to have to go in and hunt down some of these resources. The prawn suit will be very useful for this. And check out this skeleton that's on the ground over there. Wow. It's just a reminder of the fact that we have not seen anything in comparison to size. And who knows, maybe we won't see anything of that size at all in this game. I don't know. No, I actually do know, but I'm going to keep the mystery. Never mind. Whatever. Okay. So one thing I am avoiding right now is we are not going to be going towards the 2 alien facilities that are found just inside this area, which is another reason why I really like this entrance method, because if you hold to the left wall once you've gotten in through this area, you will be guided straight to the Giant Cove Tree. And, oh, I did hit something. Ouch. I just hit the ground. Luckily, that wasn't hard enough to really hurt the ship. So, but there is an alien facility over there, and there's an alien facility just to the right of where we entered. So if we go back to the entrance and hold to the right, we will be able to go straight into that research facility, which is where we actually find another cuttlefish, which is supposed to be like this cute little Spalding type friend for us. It's an interactive fish that's kind of entertaining. I've only hatched him a couple of times, but I'll have to consider maybe hatching him for this before we end the series. But, you know, I love the beauty of this area and the fact that you have these green rivers flowing down, and that's our first glimpse of the Giant Cove Tree, which means we are getting really close to where I want to build our auxiliary or satellite base. You can see another skeleton over there. We're going to have to go scan those skeletons, see what we can find out. This is where we're just about getting to. This is where the Cove Tree is, pointed out on the map right now. And so we just basically held to the right and just went around the edge so that we could get into this beautiful area. Now, if you notice, the algae on the ground, the algae river below us has changed color. This is a non-toxic algae. I don't get why we have two different types of algae, but hey, the devs felt like they needed to do it, and I think it is a really awesome idea. So let's go start putting together this auxiliary base. And another fun thing is, I don't know if you've noticed, but at least for the last 5 minutes, I haven't done a single cut. This has been, I knew that this whole section was just a really good flowing area for us to be able to get things all the way to this point. So let's put down power. And this usually means that I have to get uncomfortably close to the heat source. And I haven't really paid attention to the rate of damage that you take for these heat sources. Let's speed this up as I make a few mistakes, try to place platforms I shouldn't, and yeah, I don't know what I was thinking here. I didn't even have lead with me. And luckily the game has been updated enough to you cannot place things on platforms that are not fully built yet, so that's a good thing, I guess. Hey, we got a place for the power plant. Now, I had to run back here because I left one portion of that thermal power plant hiding away in our storage on the on the Nautilus, and so yeah. But here we are. I like to get a good place usually, and I'm just setting this up for temporary means. I think next episode we are going to do a quick just repositioning of the main base once we get things going. But for now, this was a good temporary way to set things up. And here's our scanner room. There we go. That's nice. We had all the stuff in our inventory. And we need to be able to access the darn thing. So back to normal speed. While I swim back and forth, just I gotta point out the admirable beauty of the teal cayenne color of this area. And that's probably why cayenne is one of my favorite colors, because it seems like wherever cayenne or teal or this kind of skyish greenish blue shows up, it just is enamoring. Like, I've seen even cars recently with this cayenne color, and it's just spot on beautiful. So let's get this finished, and boom, check it out. Now we have a base underwater, and we already have 100 power to be able to do any scan that we want. And we have our expansion. Let's watch it expand. Oh, did I not watch it expand? There we go. Boom! Look, you can see so much around us. And this is what we have available to us right off the bat. Check it out. So, I am really pleased with this. This is a good setup. I think this will actually be a lot more useful to have the scanner room in this area, because as we need certain resources to be able to get ready to go deeper, we will be well off. And you can see the entrance of the tunnel there. That's so cool. It's kind of weird seeing a three-dimensional hologram that you can walk through. But yeah, so taking advantage of the moment, we are going to... you saw me activate the scanner room to look for the shale outcrops. Let's go hunt down some materials, and it'll just be a good fun way to see some more of the size and beauty of our wonderful Lost River here. So luckily, I'm at 877 out of 900 meters. We're just shy of hurting the puddle jumper, which is part of the reason why we need to start working or investing time into getting the sea prawn. Oh my gosh, I keep calling it a sea prawn. The prawn suit, because the prawn suit will be able to go, I think, to 1,300 meters, or the deepest. I think the prawn suit's max depth is the max depth of the Cyclops as well. Oh, or in this case, our Nautilus. But wandering around here, we've got some unique new creatures around. Like, I don't know if you saw that bony longfish. That thing is wicked when it attacks. And we've got a whole new ecosystem with these new trees and stuff. It's just a beautiful setup out here. Maybe I shouldn't get that far away from my from the puddle jumper. That seems like a bad idea. But another thing to notice is there's no ghost leviathan in this area. It is a really nice thing that we are not hounded by a ghost leviathan in this immediate area. Now the funny thing is the color is so heavily offset. Look at the sizes. This is like the skull of one. Ooh, hot. Let's give this a big scan. This is one of our sea dragon skeletons. Ooh, gotta love it. Wow, we really toasted that thing. Oh my gosh, we were doing damage to the puddle jumper for being in such a hot area. That's crazy. I heard an interesting rumor that the devs for Subnautica are in the process of rebuilding the game into the Unreal Engine rather than the current engine that's being run, which is the Unity engine. And there's a lot of controversy out there. There are a lot of people who have had good success with the Unity engine, and there's a lot of bad stories about the Unity engine. The outcome of I don't know, like, it's kind of a pick your own adventure on that one. I have felt that there are definitely times when the Unity engine has let me down in this particular game, because in previous playthroughs I've had moments where I logged in and all the water physics were gone. So out of nowhere I'm basically walking underwater with full gravity and everything, and it's like, yeah, that kind of messes with this. The realism gets lost in that. And I can't remember what the solution was. I actually got stuck in one of the final portions of the game where you need to be able to swim. And I was just like, crap. And I think I had to delete the game, and not delete the game, but delete that save and just try again. It was all really big killjoy, but you know. And something also to think about is, let's see if we can scan. Oh, darn, we can't scan it. I guess we will never know what those bones belong to. Darn. It's probably just more parts of one of the sea dragons or something like that. Let's just work our way back to the Giant Cove Tree. Even though the Unity engine was the engine of choice when Subnautica was created, you gotta give the devs credit. The game is well put together, which kind of brings me to this point of, oh, there's that bonefish. Ooh. Look at him, he's trying to attack us like by whipping those tentacles forward. Yeah, let's make you disappear. He seems really wicked. This isn't the worst fish. There is actually a fish that will mesmerize you. Ah, man. The puddle jumper got stuck. We have to wait till it's released from the vortex here. Ah, there we go. Okay. But the it proves that even though the method of deployment for putting the game together is not the best, if you have good story writing, you can produce a really good game. And that being said, since there are now efforts to port all of this over into the Unreal Engine, which is touted as one of the better or best engines used for gaming, I gotta say, I'm not gonna complain. I think this will be a good improvement to the game. A lot of the textures will stay the same, and they're even calling it Subnautica 2.0 if you want to go look up the articles. But it's not really going to be it's not really going to be like Subnautica 2. It's just going to be an upgrade to the existing Subnautica game. But I'm not going to lie, a more stable game, yeah, I'll take it. It's going to be great. So you can see kind of a little bit of my normal gameplay here, where I'm a little bit scatterbrained when I play this game. So I end up running back and forth and realizing, oh yeah, that's right, I left that on, I left this on, I gotta go shut down the thing. Let's look at the stuff we have around us. We've got uranium, titanium, gold, gel. Yeah, I think we've got quite a bit of useful stuff around us. Even some creature eggs, if we wanted to take advantage of those. Yeah, I'm not yet sold that I'm gonna do one of the water aquariums and hatch these eggs, but you know, never mind. It might work out. Could be fun to have one of these angel-like fish running around in a little aquarium. So this midway station that we have essentially built will be a good bounce point for, well, one, we will need to build a couple of moon pools. We will put one moon pool for our sea moth, and we'll try to raise that up so that we're not damaging the sea moth to put it in. And we will do one more moon pool for the prawn suit. When we get that, that'll be a lot lower, and that'll be a good place to repair and recharge the prawn suit before going deeper. And that's all we have for today. Thank you for joining me. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Have a good day. Bye.